Good day class, my name is Chris Vincentio Panugan and I will be your teacher for today's lesson. So our topic for today is language planning and language policy. So when we say language, it is our asset and primary instrument of human communication. So language also gives us identity as an individual or a group. So when we say language gives us identity, so for example, kita Bisaya ta, so mostly people makibaw na sila nga gikan ta sa Visayas or Mindanao area. So however, language can also be a problem or a barrier to communication. That's why we need language planning. So, unsa ginay na ang language planning? Let's hear it from Miss Gwyneth.
Good day class, I am your teacher, Miss Tasha Montemayor, but you can call me Miss Montemayor. So, what is language planning? So, language planning occurs in the most countries by the relevant governments, wherein they have more than one language within the community. So, according to Haugen 1966, all conscious efforts that aim at changing the linguistic behavior of a speech community. So, what is a speech community? So, a speech community is a group of people who share a set of linguistic norms and expectations regarding the use of a language. So, Haugen in 1966 represent the 4 stages of language planning. The first is the selection, second is codification, the third is implementation, and lastly is elaboration. So, what are you waiting for? Let's dive in!
Class, I'm Mr. Dumagbe, and we're going to talk about language policy. So, language with multiple ethnic groups or regions, language policy can be crucial in maintaining social harmony and protecting linguistic diversity. Language policy refers to a set of laws, regulations, and practices adopted by a government, organization, or institution to manage the use of languages within a specific context. It involves decisions about which languages are recognized as official, how languages are used in education, media, government, and even in public life, and how linguistic diversity is handled.
So language planning, according to Rubin and Gernot in 1971, a deliberate language change. So, ang pasabot na nila is giunsa pag-usab ang usa ka language. Then, according to Jar in 1992, McKay and Hornberger in 1996, organized activity in order to solve language problems within a community. So, ang pasabot na nila is kung giunsa na pag-solve ang language sa usa ka community, like magsabot sila ba a group in a group kung giunsa na pag-create or pag-organize sa usa ka language as a community or as a group. And lastly, according to Bachman in 2000, the proposal to express language ideologies within the community. So siguro ang papasabot ni Bachman kay kung nag-propose sila og usa ka language within a community, kung giunsa pag-express sa usa ka language, like maghimo sa nagilahang idea o sa pag-express sa usa ka language. Thank you.
Hey class, my name is Jacqueline Anti Hamura and I will be discussing with you the 2 major levels of language planning, hence cross 1967 and 1969. Number 1, status planning refers to the social and political position. A language will be assigned. Selection 1 and implementation 3. Haugen 1990 purpose planning refers to the changes or standardizing or certain elements of the language. For example, lexicon and orthography. Codification 2 and elaboration 4. Haugen 1990.
So there are 4 stages of language planning according to Haugen 1966. First is selection. So selection is the term used to refer to the choice of a language variety to fulfill certain function in a given society. So in this stage, government will choose a language kung unsa ato ang gamiton, ila sabutan if applicable ba na or So, in this stage, selection, ang government, mamili sila if unsa nga language ang ato ang gamiton. If applicable ba siya or effective sa ato community if kana nga language ang gamiton.
Codification involves establishing and formalizing the rules of a language, such as its grammar, spelling, and vocabulary, to create a standardized version for official and educational use.
Number 3, implementation.
So, implementation refers to the process of putting a plan or idea into action. It involves taking a design or concept and translating it into a tangible, working product or a system. So, ang pasabot na yan ang implementation is kung giunsa siya pag-implement og mga ideas or method para maghimo og kanang language sa usa ka community. So, himuon na sila into evidences or policies sa usa ka community.
Number 4, elaboration or aka organization. Organization often refers to updating or upgrading something to make it more relevant or efficient for current times. It can involve incorporating new technologies, streamlining process, or adapting to change needs.
Hi again, class. I am your teacher, Ms. Mayor. So here are the revision of Haugen in 1990. So this is the norm, political planning, and function or motivation. So first is selection of norm. So under siya sa society. So selection of norm is ganing mag-collaborative work sila, kanang as a group, magsabot sila kung unsa nga dialect language ilang gamiton sa usa ka society. So kani siya is procedure, decision, procedures. So kani siya is kanang mag-decide sila as a group kung unsa nga language or dialect nga lang gamiton sa usa ka community. So next is here the codification. So kani siya is standardization. So ang codification sa language planning and policy is kanang siya the action or process of arranging laws or rules according sa lang system or plan. So next is implementation. So here is educational spread. So ang implementation sa language planning and policies kanang implement sila og kanang activities or kanang mga method or design para kanang ma-turn siya into evidences and ideas into policies that work in the real world. So kanang galing implement sila as a group para makahimo sila o makahimo sila or makasabot sila kung unsa nga dialect o language nga gamiton. And by the way, so ang kanilang codification and elaboration is taking care of languages according to Haugen in 1990. So here are the last is elaboration. So elaboration is expanding the standardized languages, functions, and capabilities by developing its vocabulary, grammar, and registers to be used in new domains like academic, government, media, and technical fields. So kani siya ang elaboration is functional development. So kani siya is revision siya ni Haugen in 1990. So selection of norm and implementation is under siya sa society or status planning. Then ang kani codification and elaboration is under sa corpus planning or language. So hi class, my question is, what is the difference between a language community and a speech community? So the two are often treated as a synonym for each other. However, some scholars see the two as being slightly different. So let's find out what is the difference between language and speech community. So speech community here is may share a more specific linguistic, like a dialect or accent. And so language is shares only the language. So let me explain what is the difference between the two of them. So speech community may share more specific linguistic commonality like dialect or accent. So pasabot ani is speech community is nag-share siya nga specific or kanang speech like aniyang sa pag-pronounce, aniyang sounds sa pagtabi. So muna speech community. And while the language community shares only the language itself. So ang nakalayan la is kani siyang speech community is mag-share siya og kanang specific nga accent or like kanang kung saan tanabian. Then ang kaning language community is ang language like kanang i-share. Okay class, that's it for today. Goodbye and thank you for listening.